Wow, what an honor to be here. And have you guys had a good day? I know she just asked, but I have to ask because I'm like last. And so I better bring it, right? I get to talk to you today about one of my life's obsessions. I have three obsessions in life: my husband, Danny, who's back there, my two kids, Marley and DJ, and social media. It is my absolute obsession because to me, it is still mind-boggling. It is still it's awe-inspiring that I've been able to build a seven-figure business from my smartphone. And a lot of you are probably like, teach me. Well, I hope I get to teach that today. At least something that you can take away today to take home and start implementing. Whether it's something small or something big, maybe you're already on track in how you build on social media, how you brand yourself, and maybe it's just reassurance for you. Okay, I'm on the right track. Or you say to yourself, wow, I could learn some stuff. And so you start taking that step today to learn some stuff. But before I get there, let me introduce myself. Before I'm a coach, a health and fitness coach, before all the success I've had, my life's work is really being my husband's wife. I married my high school sweetheart when we met when I was 15 years old. We've been married for 14 years, and we have two beautiful kids, Marley and DJ, like I said earlier. Thank you. I think that's a huge success right there. I was an attorney. I practiced medical malpractice litigation at a big Miami law firm. And I'm going to put this down because I don't need it anymore. It's just a prop to show you. That's right. Right. Well, I use it to build my business, but I just wanted to show and just that impact, right, of your cell phone and what a computer can do and what social media can do. But I started this business 6 years ago with absolutely no experience. It was in 2008 that my sister, who's my upline, she popped in a DVD and started working out. And at the time, in 2008, I was pregnant with our first child. I was drowning in debt. Before this time, I need you to understand that my husband was a professional baseball player, and in the off season, he was building a real estate business. We were wildly successful. He supported my whole career through graduating from undergrad and going to law school. I didn't have to lift a penny. I just needed to study, graduate, and get a job. That was my job. And he supported everything. But in 2008, we all know what happened. Right? The markets collapsed and real estate collapsed, and that whole industry went down. And so we were there pregnant with a house we couldn't afford, with a lifestyle we couldn't afford, with $40,000 in credit card debt, $60,000 in law school loans, and we didn't know what we were going to do, and I was scared. A lot of people were scared. I'm sure a lot of people in this room were scared. And it was at that time that my sister popped in that DVD and started working out. And I was inspired by her and her fitness story from having kids and getting into shape. And then she introduced me to the company that I now represent. And it was that day that I realized that I was in control, that I could control everything around. I can control our success. I can control our financial future with this opportunity. And so I just started and I just learned. And every day I tried to learn a different skill. Every day I pushed myself. I dove into personal development. I did all the things that all of you know already how to do and what to do. I just did it over and over and over again. I fell in love with the company. I fell in love with our products. I believed in myself. And in 4 years after that moment, I was able to retire from the practice of law, which is crazy. At the time, we had already gotten rid of all of our credit card debt. It was mind-boggling to me that through this opportunity, this network marketing opportunity, that we can regain control of our future and our happiness and our lifestyle and everything that we wanted in our dreams. And it was all through social media for me. And I hear some funny things about me. Well, I have my accolades, and in the 6 years that I've been in network marketing, our team has achieved the highest rank, super cool, superstar diamond. We're part of the Million Club. This year, we will hit 7 figures in our Beachbody business in 1 year, which crazy. I still feel that this is like, what is going on here? It's amazing. I love this stuff. I'm now a liaison with the executives of our company and part of the coach advisory board where I serve the network that I'm a part of, and we talk tough issues and we deal with how the company's going to go into the future. It's really cool. But I write here that I drink wine and I love margaritas. Who else is with me there? Amen, sisters and brothers. I love tacos and Mexican food, right? And I'm fit-ish, right? Kind of fit, but I really like to eat, right? And it's funny because a lot of people think, oh, what is she talking about? Well, that's my brand. I'm talking about my brand. When someone goes to my social media, they know exactly who I am. I am a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a fitness coach, I work out, absolutely. I love fitness, but I also like to drink margaritas. And I also like to have my burritos. And people associate me with that. And we're going to talk about branding and how important that is, that you get associated with your identity and who you want to be, whether you're in the financial sector or the health and fitness sector, wellness, whatever. It doesn't matter. You need to find your brand. You need to identify yourself so that when you are on social media, people associate you with that thing, whatever it is that you want to accomplish. But before we get there, I want you to repeat after me. I'm a big Tony Robbins girl. I don't know if you know who that is. Anybody? Well, I love Tony Robbins, go to his seminars. I have a Tony Robbins life coach, and we're into mantras, right? We like repeating positive affirmations so that we get into peak state, right? Does anybody know that concept of getting into peak state? Yeah, good, awesome. So I was thinking as I was preparing for this presentation about social media and what it is. And to me, it's a skill. And I think, in my opinion, everything that it takes to be successful in social media is a skill that can be learned. Everything. Think about that, right? It's yours to learn. The information is there. It's whoever learns it that will succeed. Obviously learns and implements. You don't want to be a hoarder of information. You want to act on it and execute. But all the skills that it takes to be successful can be learned. So repeat after me. All the skills that it takes to be successful in network marketing can be learned. All the things that can't be learned are within me already. How cool is that? Let me repeat that one more time. You don't have to repeat it, but all the skills that it takes to be successful in network marketing can be learned. Everything that can't be learned is already within me. It's just a matter of finding it and bringing it out. All right, so I refer to this as the core anchors to network marketing, the things that can't be learned. I can't teach you this. This is something that you have to own for yourself. Number one is you are proof that your products and services work, right? It's a mantra in our company. I'm in health and fitness. I need to be able to show that what we do works. So whether you sell life insurance, health insurance, or you sell skincare, it doesn't matter what you sell. You gotta be proof that your stuff works. Because guess what that does? It builds the T word. I refer to the T word a lot. That's trust. Without trust in this business, you cannot succeed. That is your job every single day, day in, day out, is to build trust. I'm going to show you how to build trust on social media. But regardless of your prospecting, if you're emailing, if you have a newsletter, whatever it is, your job is how do I build trust in those that will listen. Are you driven by a deep and personal why? This is your purpose, right? This is what is going to ground you to your business when times get rough. Why are you doing this? Raise your hand if you have a job outside of network marketing. All right, I did too for the first 4 years of my business. I started in 2010. I retired in 2014. I was a partner at a law firm. I was crazy busy. I had 2 babies. Our youngest was 4 months when I became a coach. I built my business as a partner at a law firm. If I wasn't connected to something deep and personal and getting out of debt and having freedom and being home, I'm gonna talk about my son, I can't now because I'm gonna cry, but if I didn't have a connection that was gonna ground me to the work I needed to do every day to be successful, I was gonna quit, right? How many times have you thought of quitting? 1,000,000 times. I think about that all the time too. I'm like, that's it, I'm done. But I don't, because I have a connection now to a purpose to the business. And when you have that purpose, nothing will dissuade you from pursuing this as a career. Number 3, you believe in yourself, in your team, in your company, your mission, what you stand for. That belief has to be there. If it's shaky, then your business will be shaky. Do you believe that you can be successful? Yes? Okay, that has to be in your mind. The moment you wake up in the morning, you have to set an alarm on your phone and say it. I believe in you, you will be successful. Because if you are shaky, if you don't really believe that, if you don't really believe in your products, maybe you became a distributor before you even tried it, so the belief's not there, I want to urge you to stop and get that belief, because that is something that you have to have. Number 4, you're constantly building trust and relationships, right? You cannot be a salesperson. It's so funny, when I have new coaches come on board, but I don't want to be a salesperson. I'm like, well, don't be a salesperson. What you have to do is build trust every single day with your word, with your action, with everything. When you're on social media, when you're not on social media, right? It's like I'm being a health and fitness coach, and then you see me out on the street smoking cigarettes, and you know what I mean? That's not trustworthy, right? And I used to smoke, actually, which is funny, but I had to stop that because I was a phony. I was living a lie, and I knew people can sense that I was living a lie. How can I be a health and wellness coach smoking a pack of cigarettes a day? Right? That's not trustworthy. Number 5, you rule your mindset. And man, I wish I had time, but write this down. There's a video on YouTube, Michael Phelps, Rule Yourself. It's an Under Armour commercial. I want you to watch that tonight when you get back to your hotel rooms. It is the most powerful video I have ever seen on a person's commitment to excellence and what it takes to be successful. And it all is about ruling your mindset. I don't know about you, but I watched the Olympics and I watched him win gold after gold after gold. And I became almost obsessed with him. My husband's like, that's weird. That's weird. But I was obsessed with his desire to be the best. And when you see this commercial, this Under Armour commercial, you're going to see why he won gold after gold, because he was there morning, noon, night, training, eating, sleeping, training. That's the mindset of success. That's the mindset of someone that's going to build a business with network marketing. 6, you're consistent no matter what. I don't think I have to explain this, but your business, and you have to show up to your business every single day. You can't take days off. Sure, we can relax a little bit on the weekends, but as a network marketer, you are your storefront. Right? If you don't show up, there is no business. You have to wake up and have a commitment to serve your clients every single day. And number 7, you act, think, and lead like a CEO. And it's crazy, right? Because you become a network marketer, and this was like my take. I'm like, I became a network marketer, and then the company was like, well, now you're a leader. Go lead. And I'm like, what? What does that mean? Be a leader. And so it's kind of weird. You're kind of pushed into this role that you weren't, you're like, wait, I didn't sign up for that. But you did, right? You signed up to be a business owner. And I think one of the big mistakes that network marketers have is that they don't have that mindset, right? That Steve Jobs mindset, right? That he is the ruler of his business. That if he doesn't show up every day, rain, shine, bad weather, sick, healthy, it doesn't matter. That Apple does not run, right? You have to be a business owner. All right, who wants to talk about social media? All right, I'm going to talk about why I love social media. I already told you it's one of my obsessions. Seriously, almost caused my divorce a couple of years ago. But I attribute the success of our business, my husband and I's network marketing business, to my obsession with social media. Number 1, it is where the people are. Does anybody know how many people are on social media? 3 billion. How much? Anyone? Anyone? Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Well, I have no idea, but I know there's a lot of people on social media. And what I don't care how many people are on social media. What I care about is that I know my customers and my coaches are on social media. And that's why I chose to build on social media and figure it out, because I came into this business as an attorney. Facebook was a baby when I had when I want to say it was DJ, second baby. I had just become a member of Facebook. And we were like, it was bad, right? It was really bad. And so I had to every day study and learn, and how do I do this, and how do I get people committed to their health and fitness on social media? It's been a process. And I want you guys to understand, I was talking to my husband about this earlier, that it's so curious that when MJ, which by the way, I forgot to mention, when I became a coach, the first training that I ever listened to, because I had no idea about personal development and all that stuff that we tell our teams now and our clients and our customers to do. I had no idea about this world of network marketing, no experience with network marketing whatsoever. But our company gave us a DVD to listen to, and it was MJ. So when he called me a few months ago, and he's like, "Hey, Kristina, this is MJ Durkin." I'm like, I thought it was one of those like prospecting things, and I almost hung up on him. He's like, "No, really, it's me." So it's such an honor to be here. But I literally, when I think about the amount of people that are on social media, it completely boggles my mind. It is where everybody is, right? Am I right? Whatever platform you choose, whether it's Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and we're going to talk about that stuff, but it's crazy. And number two, it's free, right? I'm not going to talk about Facebook ads. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. Those are skills that you learn, right? You can go on YouTube. You can order some trainings on that. But it's one of my friends that she's also in health and fitness with me. She says that it's free 99. And I love that, right? In what other business is your marketing completely free, right? Most traditional businesses have to hire firms to do their social media. They have to hire this person, that person, and spend all this money. When I'm here to teach you what I did to build on social media, for free. Social media is free. Instagram, you don't need to pay. Facebook, you don't need to pay. YouTube, you don't need to pay. It's there for you. You just need to learn how to use it. And then attention. It's where our attention is. How many of you can sit through an entire episode of your favorite show, or fellas, your football games, without checking your cell phones? Raise your hand. Can you do that? You lie. I'm kidding. You're like, he's like, no, I'm like, okay, I believe you. I can't. I cannot sit in front of the television and watch This Is Us. Have you guys seen that show? It's amazing. It's so good. But I can't sit through an episode without checking my phone. The commercials come on, I'm like, I'm on Facebook, scrolling. Our attention, our society's attention is in our smartphones. So if you're not building your business on social media, you're missing out. You are missing out. It is where everybody is. Okay, so today, let's figure out how to brand yourself, how to formulate your identity, figure out what your target customer is going to be, and then learn how to talk to them on social media. But this is my social media 101. You could take a picture of this too, guys. Feel free. Anything that comes up, snap a picture. I'm going to try to figure out how to get you this presentation so that you can share it. But that your profile picture is public. Your profiles are public, right? If your profiles on Instagram, on Facebook, on any social media platform is private, if people can't see it, it's like opening a store and then turning off all the lights, putting the closed sign around and saying, "Sorry, no business here today." You have to set all your privacy settings to completely open. That is what's going to bring people in. When someone comments on something that you posted on Facebook and other people, friend of that friend can see it, bingo. But if only your grandmother can see it, you're not going to have a business, right? Your profile picture, your cover photos, they showcase your awesomeness, and they showcase that you're a network marketer in whatever it is you are in, right? So if you're in health and fitness, you showcase something about that, you showcase your family, but make sure that the picture, the profile picture that you put up is of you. Don't have 17 people in the profile picture. It's not a picture of your cats or your dogs. It is a picture of you. Bright, clear, crisp picture of yourself. You're posting 3 to 5 times a day, and the reason why I say that is, number one, you don't want to be overwhelming on social media, but you also want to have a presence. And the more you post every single day, in 3 to 5 times in a schedule, morning, noon, after lunch, mid-afternoon, nighttime, whatever it is your schedule is, it shows your customer base that you are there, and you are more likely to be seen on your social media if you have this cadence, right? I wake up every day, I post in the morning, then around 10 I'll post something else, then around lunchtime, then around 3, then at nighttime, right? If you have that cadence, people can expect to see something coming from you. This is another mistake that a lot of people do. They don't engage with their following, with their customers, with their clients on social media, meaning you are actually, well, I'm boring someone really bad, but you are actually engaging on their pages, and when someone comments on your page, if you post a picture of whatever it is, your kids, your family, yourself, you're something business related, and someone says something to you, that you are engaging with that person. Don't just leave the comments open. So respond, say thank you, say, great to connect, I want to connect with you, whatever it is, but engage with people on your social media. I say that you should at least be using 2 social media platforms. In particular, I use Facebook and Instagram, and I'm going to show you my take on Facebook and Instagram. But whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram and Snapchat, whether it's the traditional one, Facebook, make sure that in that sphere of platform, you're learning the platform, because there's intricacies between the different platforms, whether it's Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, that can cause a difference in your results on social media. You're in tune with changes and trends. This is the Snapchat coming out. Are you on Snapchat? This is one that I still haven't gotten a hold of, but I know that I have to learn Snapchat. It's where everybody is. It's where the younger generations are. Things on Instagram that are changing, and now there's Instagram stories. There's a lot of things that change. Facebook recently changed, where the algorithms have made it a little bit harder for us to be seen on news feeds. You got to be in tune with these things so that you can adjust the way that you are on social media, and then be you, right? Everybody's going to tell you that. Be you. But keep in mind you're running a business. Oh God, I literally attended the funeral of so many network marketing businesses this week because of the US elections. Literally, it was a dreary day in social media, seeing all these network marketers, in particular from our company, because that's who I'm surrounded with, just shooting themselves in the foot with their posts about the presidential elections. We got to keep in mind that we're running a business, right? You can have every opinion in the world, and I'm not saying censor yourself, I'm not saying not utilize your free speech, but careful, because you don't want to demonize yourself, you don't want to alienate people, you don't want people to think negatively of you as you're trying to build a business, right? So you can have those conversations at home, and that's fine, but remember, this is a business you're trying to run, and this platform, what we need really is positivity and hope, right? And we're the ones that can spread that. So these are the 3 things that I want to talk to you about today. I know I talk a lot, but bear with me. The first one is, who are you? That's what we're going to hone in on. This one actually is very complicated, and most people struggle with this concept of branding and identity. And it's where most people, they'll say, you know what, that's too hard, so I'm not going to do it, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and not get results. Well, I'm here to tell you that we need to figure this out. If you want to have a network marketing business that has a presence on social media, branding is super important. And now I remember where I was going with that story before I got sidetracked with the MJ story. I was telling my husband that it's so curious that I'm doing this presentation on social media when it was just this week that I came out with my website with my own website, and it was just in the last 6 months that I finally figured out my brand. So don't beat yourself up if you're sitting here and saying, oh my God, I'm so late in the game. I can never do this. I can't figure that out. That's for young people, or that's for the millennials, no, you can do it. You just have to take the time. I pushed it away and I pushed it away and I said, I'm not going to do it. Finally, this year, I finally figured out who I am, who I want to be on social media, my identity. I branded myself, and here we are, doing a presentation on social media 6 years later. So it's never too late. Huh? What I did? I am. You're going to see. I use myself. I love talking about myself. So I'm going to use myself as the example because I literally just went through this process. So number one, we're going to figure out your brand. Number two, who your audience is. There's a slide that says, if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. And I truly, truly believe that. And for a long time in my business, I was trying to cast this wide net and try to just catch a bunch of people that I had no connection with. They had no connection with me. I didn't relate to them. They didn't relate to me. And it wasn't until I started zeroing in on who I wanted to attract into my business, whether it was on the health and fitness side or whether it was on the business side, that I realized how to do that and how to speak to that person, and my business completely changed. Right? And I'm going to show you who my target audience is. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, are you sharing or are you selling? Which is the biggest mistake that network marketers make. And it's totally cool, guys. I did it too. You become a network marketer, or even now as leaders in network marketing, you bring people in. The first thing they want to do is sell, sell, sell. And it's cool to get your first win, but you got to ream that in. You got to bring it in, and we got to start sharing more. Because like Gary Vaynerchuk says, maybe not call it social media. Just be human and share your story. That's where you're going to get the most impact. That is how you are going to get your message across, and that's how you're going to grow your business. All right, let's talk about who are you. And of course, I'm going to use my favorite person as an example, which is me. And like I said, this took me a while to get here. So take pictures. These are questions that I want you to ask yourself. So snap a picture so you can have this and you can look at it later. It's going to be an exercise that you should do. These are questions that you need to ask yourself to define who you are. And this is going to help you build your brand. Tony Robbins says that the strongest force of human, I don't want to mess this up. The strongest force of human psychology is the need to be consistent in how we identify ourselves. I'm going to repeat that. The strongest force in human psychology is being consistent in how we identify ourselves. Let me elaborate on that, because when I did this at his leadership seminar a few weeks ago, I was completely blown away about the impact. And if we can understand this, we're going to have a better reach on social media. You're going to be able to brand yourself and have a stronger, more positive identity. If you identify yourself as a victim, as a negative person, as someone that has suffered from abuse or whatever, if that's how you identify yourself, your life's mission is to stay consistent in that story. Yes? You're going to prove to yourself over and over and over again that you are a victim, that you cannot be successful, that you are a negative person. But if we can change your thinking in that and then be consistent in that, then your business is going to change. Your aura is going to change. Your presence will change. We need to figure out what your identity is in a positive light and be consistent in that. Okay, so for me, when I was an attorney, I felt powerful in that role. Extremely powerful. I loved being an attorney. And I identified myself as an attorney before I identified myself as a mother, as a wife, as anything. It was me. And I stood in my power as an attorney. And to me, in my head, that allowed me to be an a-hole. Yes, my husband's like, I believed in my heart of hearts that it was okay because I was an attorney and I could be like that. And I was working in a man's world and I needed to prove myself. And so I needed to be tough, I needed to be cold, I needed to be unemotional, I needed to be unattached because I was going to succeed and I was going to prove to everybody that a woman can be successful and a woman practicing medical malpractice in Miami was going to be successful. And that's who I was and that's who I identified myself with. And guess what? That got me nowhere. It absolutely got me nowhere. When I finally figured out who I really was at my core, that I was a wife, mom, a former attorney, a fitness coach, and then I figured out, okay, in those roles, who am I, right? As a fitness coach, I don't need to have a six-pack. That's my sister. I just want to be healthy. And so when I talk about being healthy on social media, I kind of make fun of the people that have the six-packs. I don't need that. I like to drink margaritas and have wine. And I started having fun with it. Before I would pretend I had to be a certain way and I had to look a certain way in order to be a health and fitness coach. And that's not necessarily true, right? I figured out that I could have my niche. The niche that makes me happy is being fit-ish, right? Kind of fit. Semi-fit and loves to eat food, right? And I could be as successful as any woman or man that has a six-pack. And that makes me happy. That's my identity, right? I also did a little experiment where I asked my social media following, why is it that you follow me? And it's funny, not one of them said fitness, which was like, that's pretty bad. But they all said I inspired them daily. I was very motivating. So now I identify myself as a master motivator, and that's my job on social media. If I'm gonna brighten your day, then I've succeeded. And so my work on social media is having this persona, this fit-ish persona, this fun persona, but I'm gonna give you the truth about having a mediocre state of mind and being okay with mediocrity. I'm gonna give you the truth about not being healthy. I'm gonna give you the truth about what that's gonna cause in your life going forward. And people love that. That's my identity. I changed my negative attorney mindset to this positive light, and my business completely shifted. Now, something I want you to do when you go home, this is a cool little exercise. In this, because this is an important one, right? Figuring out who you are is very, very important for your business. I did this with my team, and they loved it. So go home, and whether you have a team or not, do it with your friends and family, and it's a little test of who your brand is and who you are. Get a index card, right, with a few people, and ask these questions, and write down the answers, but don't put your name. Don't put your name. No identifying factors on that card. Just have you and a couple friends or a couple of your teammates or whatever write down who you are, but at your core, strip down. Things that people might not even know. Then pass the cards around. Switch them around, right, to whoever you're with. And then see if people can figure out who you are. If they can't, then you have some work to do with figuring out who you are and how you showcase that on social media, right? If they can say, I know who that is, that's Kristina, right? Because she drinks the wine, she drinks margaritas, she loves coffee, she's fit-ish, that's Kristina. Then I'm doing my job on social media. I am properly branding myself in my identity, in the one that I want to showcase. So this is my son, DJ, and I know. Well, at 18 months, DJ was diagnosed autistic. And in my world, I fell apart. I literally fell apart. I said, how can this be happening to us? Mind you, this was also during the time where we were trying to rebuild from this financial collapse. And it was like another kick while you're down, right? Instead of making this a negative, because a lot of people, man, so many people come up to Danny and I and they're like, we're sorry. Like, don't be sorry. He is the biggest blessing ever. Instead of turning that into a negative, what I do is I showcase his story and his success and his triumphs on social media. And I give it to people. I'm like, if DJ can wake up every single day and battle his urges to flap and to jump and to kick and to have breakdowns, then you can work out for 30 minutes. Right? Then you can work out for 30 minutes and you can be healthy. And so I use what most people would perceive as a negative, and I turned it into a positive, into showcasing his story, right? So a lot of people will say, turn your mess into your message. Have you heard that? I don't want to call my son a mess, although sometimes his room is a freaking mess, but I don't want to say that. But use your life challenges. That's part of your story. That's your identity. And turn them around and add value to people's lives by showcasing how you overcame them. Can we do that? God, if you can get good at that, the value that you're going to add to people's lives, and I'm going to ask you to get vulnerable. You have to. So let's talk about who your audience is. Like I said before, and the next slide will show how I talk to a particular group of people instead of casting that wide net. Take a picture, because this is important stuff. You need to build your ideal customer. In our world, Beachbody world, maybe in your world too, they call it the avatar, right? Your avatar customer. This is my avatar. Busy professionals. Parents of 2 or more, have a long commute to work, don't hate their job, but seek more fulfillment and security. Want to be fit, but don't need to have a six-pack. Enjoy great food and drinks, are influencers in their circle, and love recognition. So that's me, that really is me. I love that stuff, right? That's who I am. And so when I post on social media, when I tell stories on social media, who am I talking to? I'm talking to that person. I'm not talking to a million different kinds of people and all these different kinds of niches. I'm talking to me. So it's so easy to talk to myself, right? Because I know me. I know what triggers me. I know what inspires me. I know what I want to hear. I know what I need to hear, and sometimes don't want to hear it. So I talk to that person. So when you are posting on social media, you have to have this person in mind always. And you can name that person. You know, we do this with our team, like name your avatar. What's her name? What's his name? Right? So that when you're framing a post on social media, you know exactly who you're targeting. And this applies to any sector, guys, whether it's financial, skincare, anything. You gotta know who you want to attract into your business, because if not, you're gonna be surrounded by a lot of people you just don't know how to handle. And it's gonna be very, very difficult, right? So guess who I have on my team? In fact, there's a few back there. I have lawyers on my team. I have successful business people on my team. I have teachers on my team. I have go-getters on my team, because I talk to them on social media like I would myself, right? And so I attract people that are hungry, that want more, that want security, that aren't afraid of work, you know, adding value to their life. This is something that we need to get better at on social media. We're sometimes a little bit scared to talk about what we do in our line of work, right? Because sometimes a lot of people have this negative connotation about what we do. I'm just like, come see the light, baby, you know? Talk about the objections that you get when you talk to your prospects, when you're talking to someone about whatever it is you want to sell to them, or you want them to come into your business publicly on social media. Talk about the objections you normally get in my industry. What is it? I don't have time. I'm too busy. It's too expensive, right? So guess what I talk about on social media? How it's not expensive and why it's not expensive. How someone who was a litigating partner at a big Miami law firm could still do it. So if I could do it, you could do it, right? I talk publicly to the person that's sitting there watching me be successful in this and saying, hey, you, if I can do it, you can do it too. So this is a post that I did. It's very little. It's hard to read. Once you get the presentation, you'll be able to read it, where I'm literally pinpointing the person that I want to read it. Busy working mom. This was earlier this year. I had just come off of summer break with my kids. It was my 3rd summer home with the kids after retiring. And I'm literally talking to the mom that I was 3 years prior, saying, guys, you need to do this. You need to be home with your kids, and this is why, right? And so I had people contacting me after this post because I was talking to them. I was talking to their heart and to their desires to be home with their kids and stop the nonsense of these long commutes, these demanding corporate jobs, and do something different with their life, right? Like I did. All right, let's share, not sell. Yes? Oh, gosh. This is so important. And this is a awesome side-by-side of what I consider to be the no-nos and what we need to be doing on social media. We need to be sharing and not selling. All right? The person that sells shares facts, right? If you, let's for instance say you're in skincare, right? You're in the skincare industry. A person that sells will just list the ingredients of their cream, right? The person that's sharing will tell a story about how their skin or their mother's skin or their grandma's skin was improved because look at this side-by-side picture and the transformation is amazing and her confidence has shot through the roof because of this cream, right? What do you think is going to sell more? It's going to be the person that shares value. If you haven't, write this down, read this book. It's by Gary Vaynerchuk. I apologize, he curses a lot, but I like that stuff. He wrote a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. It is his take on social media. It is excellent. It is how I figured out this whole thing, right? That you have to add value, add value, add value. Then the hook, the right hook, you probably saw my husband and I working out to some cool workout program today where you have to, when you hook them in, that's the ask, right? Most people that sell, all they're doing is this all day long. And what does that become? White noise. Buy from me. Sign up. Do this. This is awesome. Sell. Facts. That's all they're doing is hooking. They're not jabbing. The jabs are the stories, the value, the content that you're putting out on social media, helping people, being a problem solver for them. They have a problem, you have the solution. And that's what you're showcasing on social media. Does that make sense? Right? People that sell, just a funny example of this, you know, I'm in the health and wellness space. I'm a presenter for my company. And I was in our national convention this past July on the main stage. I am literally, the picture was one of the first pictures I put up with my sister on stage. We're presenting, we're talking, we have, and of course my social media is blowing up with my sister and I on stage, and this, that, and the other, and someone private messages me on Instagram trying to sell me a product from their company, trying to recruit me. And I'm like, did you take the time to look at my Instagram account and see that I'm already there? You know, I'm already a network marketer. That's what we need to stop doing because you are shooting yourself in the foot every single time you blindly say copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, because you're not connecting. Corey said it earlier, you gotta connect. If you're not connecting and building trust, all you're doing is wasting time. Take the time to build trust, to build relationships with the people you want in your business. Use your own images. Oh, I'm a big believer in using your own stuff. If you're going to post an opportunity post or a side-by-side or whatever, don't use stock pictures. Don't just Google and grab a picture from Google Images. Use your own. Take your own pictures. You know, this is important stuff because what we're doing, remember, it's about you and your brand. If you're just pulling stuff from your company's website, guess what you're doing? You're just showcasing them. You're not showcasing you. So make sure that you're using your own team's transformation pictures, your own team's success stories, your personal success story, and share that because that's what's going to bring people and attract people into your business. These are the 4 stories that I want you to get good at. Most network marketers, especially new network marketers, will do one thing. They'll build stories around the products or the service. Some will then venture into building stories around their financial success or whatever financial success they've had in their business. What I need you to do is not only do those things, build your stories around your products and your services and your financial success and what the business has done for you, but about your experiences in the business and your life experiences. These are the 4 stories that you need to get good at. And there's probably more, but the way that I've looked at my business, I've gotten good at showcasing how our products work, right? Because not only do I showcase that every day by walking the walk and talking the talk and posting my videos and doing all this stuff, I've also showcased that I'm a leader, that I have had financial success in the business, right? Because they see me here. And I've already posted 3 times about me being here. I'm about to post my picture with MJ that I took backstage, right? I showcase that I am a leader in this business. You can trust me. If you want to join, you can trust me. I'm going to help you, right? That's the same thing you need to do in your business, is build the story around your success, but about your experiences, right? If you have coffee with your new consultant, if you go on that trip, right, to your summit, to your convention, all these things, these are experiences, these are stories that you can tell to enhance someone's life by bringing positivity into someone's life. You need to showcase that. And of course, your life experiences. Like in my case, my son DJ, right? I have added value to other people's lives by showcasing his. Right? You have those stories available to you. You just need to find them, dig them out of the coffin, and bring them to life, because they will help people. And what's the T word? That's what we're doing. Every day, all day on social media, we are building trust. Always ask yourself this question. Why? You can ignore everything I just said about the stories, about sharing, not selling, about all of that. If you can every day just answer this question, why? Every time you post on social media, ask yourself, did I answer this question? Why? Why am I showcasing this? Why am I telling this story? Why am I in this business? Why do I do these things every day? Why do I want you to join me? Ask yourself this question. You're on the right track if you're answering it all the time. All right, so let's talk quickly. I only have a few more minutes about what I perceive to be the differences between my 2 chosen network marketing platforms, which is Instagram and Facebook. To me, they're the best. Like I said, they're free 99. You don't have to pay to use them. Your friends and family are there already. It's a great way to do business where the people are, it's free, and where the attention lies. Okay? I put up the top, adjust to the platform, because a lot of times it is easier to copy paste, right? If I formulate something for Facebook, it's easy for me to just copy what I wrote and put it on Instagram, or vice versa, or even share. Now you can share directly from Instagram to Facebook. Don't do that, because people won't see it. Your Facebook followers will not see. Facebook does not like YouTube links, doesn't like shares from Instagram. They will hide that post in the newsfeed. You will not see it, right? You have to have organic shares on Facebook for them to work. So adjust to the platform. Instagram is image-based. Oh my God, I am an image freak. Like, they have to be pretty, right? If your pictures look like they were taken in a 6.5 magnitude earthquake, do not post them, okay? Clear, crisp images. Instagram is very, very heavy into pretty, right? You've got to be a scroll stopper. When you look at the image, it's got to pop. It's got to be clear. It's got to be crisp. Facebook is more story-based, and Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this in this book, Jab, 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 Right Hook. He also has a bunch of YouTube videos on this topic. I highly suggest you listen to them if you don't mind the F-bombs. But he talks about storytelling on Facebook is more important than on Instagram. So stories are more effective. When you look at your Instagram account and your Facebook account, in Instagram you have 9 images that showcase, right? When you pull up someone's feed, those 9 images should showcase who you are and what you do, right? So you have to be cognizant about that. Is it too much? Is it just your business? Or is it too little? Like, if I look at your page and I don't even know what you do, you're just, regular Susie Smith or whatever, I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, can't buy anything from her today, right? So you have to keep in mind that you have a business going on. So you can showcase your family, you could showcase all these things, your love of photography, your love of funny images, whatever it is, but make sure that in that 9, you can see that you're a network marketer. On Facebook is your last 5. It's what I call the last 5. On your last 5 posts, do you showcase that you are a network marketer, what you do in some form or fashion, right? The stories. Have you shared a product success, a transformational success, financial success, business experience, or a life experience? And it's very, very important on both platforms that you engage. Whether it's through private message, instant message, or on your post itself, make sure you don't leave your followers hanging, that you say thank you, that you connect, that you build those relationships through engagement. So here's your homework. I want you to pinpoint your pain points. So right now you could either be like this, right? Looking at me like, ugh, I have so much to work on. Or you could be patting yourself on the back and say, okay, I'm on the right track. And remember, when I talk about social media, I'm sharing how I have become successful in network marketing through social media. There's so many books out there that can help you, but I think if you can develop these skills, remember what I said? That these are all skills that can be learned, right? Social media is a skill. It's not rocket science. It's not for some special people that can figure it out. No, it's for everybody, right? So I want you to pinpoint your pain points. Look at your social media and say, what can I adjust? Some things you can adjust them today, which is so cool, and get immediate results. So do that first. Then I want you to define your brand. Go through the questions, right? Who are you? Define your identity and put that positive spin on it. That's who you're going to be on social media. You're going to define your ideal customer or your avatar, right? Who do you want to talk to? Because if you're talking to everyone, you're not going to find the people you want to find. You might get some people, but I promise you that if you pinpoint who you want to help, who you want in your business, they're going to come to you far faster than if you're just casting that wide net. You're going to set goals for your chosen platforms. Like I showed my Instagram account. Earlier this year, I said I will hit 25,000 followers by the end of the year. I'm at 23,200. I actually slipped this morning to 100 and I came back. Yes! But I have a goal. And so I'm like focused on how do I get more followers on Instagram. I want to hit 25,000 by December 31st, and I'm going to work to get that. So set goals for yourself there. Adjust when needed. When you start seeing that, this kind of post, that kind of post is not getting the traction that you want, adjust, figure out, research, ask people, hey, did you like that post or what was it? I don't understand why I didn't get a lot of traction on that post. Ask people for help. Ask your inner circle of influence and be consistent. I was sharing with one of my newer coaches that's in the room that the first time I posted my transformation, my fitness transformation, I was, 175 pounds when I started, and then I literally just shrunk. My body just went, whew. My first transformation was amazing. I still look at that and I'm like, how did you do that? That was so cool. I got 2 likes and 1 comment. 2 likes and 1 comment. I was like, But I kept at it. I promise you that if you keep at social media and you figure it out and you keep adjusting and you learn it and you find your brand and you find your niche, as long as it takes, keep in mind, remember mine took me 6 years to figure out. Now you have a shortcut, right? Keep at it, you will find your voice, you will find your influence, and you will find your ideal customers. So I'll leave you with social media's here. It's not going away. It's not a passing fad. Be where your customers are because they're in social media. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.